like to welcome you to Doc 723. I am Dr. Shawishi Haynes, and I am your University Research Methodologist. In this class for Doc 723, I will be reviewing your document as your URM, your second committee member, twice in week 1 and in week 7. And so to prepare for those reviews, one that you have due, I believe, on Sunday at the start of your class, I'd like to ensure that you make sure that your document is complete with all of the elements that are outlined or that are required for Chapter 1. Um, so you should have a solid problem, purpose, significance, research questions, those things. Make sure that everything that's listed for that particular assignment is complete in your document. You want to make sure that you have your document in the current dissertation template. And you want to make sure, based on whatever research methodology and design that you use, that you have engaged the College of Doctoral Studies handbook and alignment guide. That document will help you to create alignment, as it has templated information about what a problem statement should look like, how your research questions can be worded, just to create alignment, because alignment is all about the wording that you use based on your methodology and your design. And so if you're talking about looking at relationships, you can't have qualitative language, right? Or qualitative research questions. Or if you're talking about qualitative things, understanding the life experiences of a group of people, you can't have quantitative research questions. Talking about looking at the relationship between X and Y as an example. And so the alignment handbook that's on the College of Doctoral Studies website helps you to facilitate that alignment. And so make sure that you have looked at that. When you provide your document, I'd like to see current table of contents. I'd like to see that all of those sections have been completed. And that means when you look at your dissertation template, there's specific things that are required in each of those sections. For example, oftentimes folks miss that you have to provide research objectives in your purpose statement. And so use the terminology that's provided, because there's a difference between aims, goals, objectives, and things like that. And so to ensure that you kind of get through this process the correct way with minimal scaffolding, it's good to make sure that you have thoroughly evaluated your document against the tools and resources that are available to you before you submit. Because this will ensure that you're on the right path towards approval for TK20 at the end of the course. When I look at your document, I'm going to look at your document against those documents as well as the content that you have to make sure it makes sense and things like that. But you are becoming the expert in your topic. I may not know your topic, your chair may not know your topic. You're teaching your topic to us. We're guiding you in the research process, but you should really become the resident expert on the information. And that's kind of the feedback that you'll hear. I'm not going to make any decisions for you, but I'm going to help guide you. So I'm not going to say this is the methodology or this is the design, but I'm going to tell you what you provide me is either congruent with or not the information that you've documented. And so it's very important that what you submit to me is something that you would feel comfortable submitting to your CEO or the executive of your organization, that you've given your best effort at that point. That means information shouldn't be incomplete. It shouldn't be a thought. It should be really, this is what I want to do within my research. After you've done that, generally with the first week of information, if you want to talk with me, you send me your questions that you may have, and we'll schedule a 15-minute conference to go over the feedback or any questions that you may have. And what I have found is that helps to when you structure the meeting that way, if we need to have one. I look forward to working with you in this process, and I do give a lot of feedback. And the feedback sometimes is questions to stimulate thought for you. And other feedback is you need to address it, you need to make some changes, things like that. Your literature has to be within the past 3 to 5 years in most cases. And I say most cases because sometimes there is a need to show similar work, which means, work this from an older time. But if there is more current information on a topic, my expectation is that you have identified that in the literature, and that's the information that you're bringing forth. Because in a dissertation, the worst thing you want is to be reporting on information that's outdated, because we're a practitioner doctorate institution. You want to make sure that the information that you're talking about is information that's relevant today. It's important to provide background information and that sort of thing, but you always want to be speaking about the relevancy of what's happening today. I will always ask you in your background section, well, what data supports what you're saying is the problem? So wherever possible, when you can provide data to substantiate and support and to create kind of that burning platform of the problem, that's always good to have in that background section. That background section is your lead up to your problem statement. So you should see a clear path from that background to the problem statement. So again, just to reiterate, make sure that you provide complete documents utilizing the current dissertation template for those documents that you want me to opine on. I give thorough feedback, and if you have questions regarding any of the feedback, provide your list of questions and then we'll schedule some time to chat. And I look forward to meeting you if we've not met already and working with you through this journey. Take care.